Good morning, class. So today we are going to start a lesson on scalp treatments. So if you're joining us today and you choose to do it and record it and send it to us via Google Classroom, you can do that. I sent an updated version to my Synergy that I had sent last night. It was an email that said that you were going to do an essay or a little summary of what was being taught here. But after giving it some careful consideration, Mr. Soto and I decided that you could record it and then send it via Google Classroom, and then we could get it that way too if you choose to do the lesson with a partner that you have at home. If not, you can still do the summary, okay? And send it via Classroom to either Ms. Jaramillo for session 1A and 1C, session 2 and 3. It's on the same Google Classroom for Mr. Soto and I. So I hope you're going to enjoy this lesson. Today we're going to start by doing the lesson on scalp treatments. I want to just touch base and give you a little bit of information on scalp treatments. Scalp treatments is a spa service, and you can hear the spa music that we have in the background, because this would be kind of like when we did facials. It was a spa service. It was very quiet. It was very no talking, things like that, okay? So scalp treatments, the main purpose of a scalp treatment is to preserve the hair of the scalp and the hair, okay? Scalp massage is this what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some manipulations, and that is beneficial to us because it stimulates the blood circulation. So it keeps the scalp really nice and healthy. Okay, and it also promotes hair growth, because when you're doing a scalp treatment, what is it going to do? It's going to promote the hair growth. Okay, when you massage the scalp, this stimulates the blood circulation. The blood circulation helps the hair grow. And the scalp massage should be given with firm pressure. You never want to just touch them and barely touch them, because you make them crazy. You'll make your client crazy. You want to really use firm pressure when you're doing scalp massage. And scalp massage should never be given to anyone that you're going to do a chemical service on that particular day. So don't do a scalp treatment on anybody that is going to have a highlight, a color, a perm, a relaxer, anything like that. So don't do that on them. And scalp treatments should be done once a month to preserve the hair of the scalp and the hair. And when you're going to be doing some brushing, you're going to be looking for some disorders and diseases of the scalp and the hair. Some of the disorders that you might be looking for on the scalp are alopecia, alopecia areata. Alopecia is baldness. Alopecia areata is baldness in spots. And a scalp treatment would be very beneficial to somebody that has alopecia, because what is it doing? It's stimulating the blood circulation. So guess what it's going to do? It's going to get the blood in the scalp, maybe loosen it up. Maybe your hair will start growing back, and so that would be good. And those are disorders of the scalp. Another disorder of the scalp, okay, is tinea capitis, and though that is ringworm. Ringworm, it can be very contagious, so you want to make sure that whatever tools are being used on you, like clippers or so on and so forth, combs, that the person that they worked on before, that if for example, if you went in as to a barber shop to get your hair clipper cut, you want to make sure that the person before you didn't have that disorder, or that they cleaned, the barber cleaned his clippers before the next use. And that's what we try to promote here in cosmetology, is cleanliness, okay, and public health, because as you know, we are around a lot of clients. We're using combs and brushes that should not be used on the same person. So you want to make sure that we preserve the health of the client for sure, and the public. Then we have trichopilitosis, which is the technical term for split ends. And we also have what we called ringed hair. And ringed hair are a technical term for alternating bands of white hair or gray hair and then pigmented hair. So you will see like a band of color on someone. You'll see a band of color, and then like gray, and then white, or gray and white, and gray and dark, and gray and dark. Okay, so that's called ringed hair. So those are some of the disorders that you would think of what to do. If somebody came in and they wanted a scalp treatment and they had ringworm, I would not do that on them. I would not do the service on them. I would not perform the service on them. If they had alopecia areata, absolutely, I would do the service on them, because that's going to stimulate the blood circulation. It's going to help them. Oh, whoops, there goes my doll, sorry. It's going to help them preserve the scalp, and possibly even, probably even get the hair to grow, okay? So with that said, first of all, we need to brush our hair. So we're going to do a little bit of scientific brushing. If your hair is really long, you're going to section it. If your client's hair is really long, you're going to section it into 4 sections, okay? And you're going to go from the back of the ear forward. That's going to be 1 section. You're going to go to the other side, and you're going to do that. And then you're going to section. Let me grab me some more. Sorry for the noise, but I need some more clippies. I'm going to section down the center, and then I would section the half, and I would put this up here, and again section in half. And we're going to do what we call scientific brushing, okay? And we're going to start at the bottom of the ends, and we're going to work towards the scalp. So start here and work towards the scalp, okay? And I'm rolling my brush as I'm working and detangling all the hair. And this lady, she just kind of has medium length hair, so I can do just one scientific brushing on the front section. If you had somebody had a lot of hair, you would section that accordingly, okay? Now, we're going to start by doing the massage manipulations. First of all, we're going to start, and you're going to start to the side of your person, and you're going to brace the nape of the neck and hold them like so. You can put your hand on their chin, and make sure again before you get started that you would have washed your hands really well. So you're going to hold them and you're going to brace them from the neck and from the chin. Or if you feel you can brace them better from the top of the head, you can. I myself like the top of the head because I feel like I have a nice firm steady hand right here and one here, so I can really rotate, okay, their head 3 times to the right, okay, and 3 times to the left. And what I want to tell you, no, you will not be counted wrong if you are doing bracing them from the head or from the chin, wherever you choose to do. To me, it feels a little strange doing it that way, so I'm going to do it this way. Okay, now we're going to do the sliding movement. Okay, so we're going to brace, and your person's going to put their head forward, and you're going to slide your fingers. You're going to place your fingers on the back, starting at the nape of the neck, okay, on each side of the patron's head, and you're going to glide and slide your hands firmly upward, spreading your fingers until they meet on the top of the head. I'm going to start again. So you're right here, okay? And you're just sliding, sliding. You're just sliding your fingers on the top of the neck. You're standing behind your client. So you're sliding, sliding, sliding. Okay? And you repeat this about 4 times. Around 4 times, you're just going to slide. And as you can see, I take one hand off and then the other. Because if I take both hands off, it's like when we do facials. If you remove both hands, you're going to wake up your client. Okay. Now the same movement, okay? Now you're going to slide. I'm just going to turn my doll here a little bit. I'm going to slide and I'm going to rotate. Same movement from the back of the head, sliding and rotating on the patron's scalp to the crown of the head. Okay? Take one hand off and then the other. Repeating the same movement 4 times. Now I'm going to stand to the side of my client. Okay? I'm going to brace their neck and I'm going to rake the top of their head. So I'm to the side of them, okay? So you're moving your hand firmly upward past the hairline and you're repeating it 4 times. So it's like raking the top of the head. Now I'm going to come to the side and I'm going to do a scalp movement with the palms of my hands. So I'm standing behind them again and I'm going to rotate the palms of my hand on the temples of the head and I'm going to lift and I'm going to rotate, okay, in a clockwise position. So lift and rotate. Now I'm going to stand behind my client again, okay, and I'm going to start at the hairline and I'm going to use all my fingertips and I'm just going to rotate around the hairline. And I'm going to do this 4 times. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to do a summary of this instead of of you recording yourself doing a scalp treatment. Then you're going to do a summary of it and you're going to tell us exactly the steps that I took here to accomplish this scalp treatment. Now I'm going to inch my way up to the top of the scalp. Start up here and work all the way down the head to the top of the ear. Starting, and you're inching your way back up on the crown of the head. Start again. The front hairline. Work back. Now I'm going to turn. I'm going to stand back behind my client again. And I'm going to go to the spine. Okay. Let me turn her around here so you can see. To the spine of the head. And I'm going to rotate little circles up the head to almost the crown. And then I'm going to work back down. And of course, you repeat every movement 4 times. Okay. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to stand to the side of my client. I'm going to lift, okay, their hair up. And I'm standing to the side of my client. And so I'm going to work at the base of the neck from one side to the other. And back. Sorry, class. Thought that was turned off. Okay. Now I'm going to have to use Mr. Soto for this next part because he has shoulders and my doll doesn't. So we're going to work on the shoulders, okay? Very quickly, Mr. Soto. Here he comes. Continue working on that. Okay. So I'm holding on to his head, right? I'm working on the base of his neck. Okay. Now I'm going to come. I'm just going to put his collar up here so I can get to the base of the neck. And I'm going to work holding his neck. And I'm going to work over to one shoulder, back around to the other, and back around to this side. Okay. So Mr. Soto, maybe I can have you like move your chair like that. There you go. Gotcha. Okay, so you can see that I'm working this shoulder over, back over, and then back over to the other shoulder. Okay. Now I'm going to stand behind him and I'm going to work the upper shoulders back to the middle, over to the top of the shoulder, back to the middle, and over just a little bit below that area and back. Okay. Now I'm going to stand to the side. I'm going to brace his head again, and I'm just going to work to the side of the spine. So the spine is right here. I'm just going to work over to the side of the spine, just to the top of the shoulder, and back up over to the other side. Okay, there's the spine. I'm working to this side. Okay, up, back to the other side. Okay, and back up, like so. Then I'm going to stand behind him again with the palms of my hands. I'm going to go back to where we started, the original. I'm going to work over to the top of the shoulder, just a little below that. Back up. And then I'm going to feather off into his arms. Okay? So that is the scalp treatment. Okay? And so now I'm going to tell you about the procedure that you would do, okay, after the scalp treatment. So after you're done, make sure that you wash your hands, because when you do scalp treatments, it's energy work. And so you want to make sure that if they had some tension on their body, that doesn't go and that you don't end up with the same tension. So it's good to just wash your hands really well after you're done, and also for sanitary purposes. So now after that, let me show you what you would want to put on the hair for the scalp treatment. Let me grab it here real quick. Right here, okay? This is protein-enriched cholesterol. So this has some protein in here, and when you have, when your hair starts to feel dry and brittle and so on and so forth, you want to put the protein back into your hair. Because remember, hair is made out of keratin, which is protein, okay? So we could use a little bit of that. If you know, right now Sally's Beauty Supplies are closed, but you can also find other types of protein packs at the store. Or maybe even at the store. Although I say the professional products are better. So if you ever do this at home and you want to do this, okay, and buy one of those protein packs, this is the way you would go about applying it. I would go back in there. I'd brush all tangles if I have any, okay? And you had examined the hair, right? And you knew that the hair was, if it's really oily at the scalp, then you want to keep the protein pack away from the scalp. But I would start at the nape of the neck, okay? And I would go across here. There we are. And of course I used, this is just a little regular plastic dish you might have at home. You could even use a paper plate, a paper bowl. And of course I'm using a little tongue depressor to have gotten my product out of my my jar, because you never want to double dip or use your hands to remove the product. So this is the sanitary way to do it. I'm going to take my product, I'm going to apply it on my hands, and I'm going to put it on the hair. And most people tend to have oily hair, and if they don't put, whoops, I'm sorry, you guys can't even see it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to apply it probably from the ends, okay, to almost the scalp. If the lady, if your client or the client being female, male, if they have a dry scalp, apply it at the scalp as well. And you just work up the head form, and then you work to the sides, and you do that, okay? I won't bore you with the logistics, because I know you all have applied hair color, and it's the same way you apply hair color, starting at the back of the head. Once you have all the products, okay, on the head, you're going to take 2 plastic bags, 2 shower caps if you have them. If you don't, 2 plastic bags would work, okay? And just you could if you just don't have a shower cap, you can use 2 plastic bags and then use one of the clippies right here, okay, to secure it. And what we normally would do is we would put your client, we would use one of these hair dryers that you can see right here, right? We'd use one of these black hair dryers that you see right here. But since we don't have those at home, I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, don't have one. You double bag your client, and then you connect your blow dryer, and connect it here, okay? And on warm, you would take your blow dryer and you would put it on one side. I'm going to do it on the front, okay? In between the two, and I would just use it on warm and hold it like this for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Just like that, just on the warm setting, okay? So this, having the double plastic bags or the double shower caps, it acts like one of those hooded dryers that you see there in the corner, because it kind of creates the same heat as you would if you had a hooded dryer. So I hope you enjoy this lesson. And so if you want to view this lesson, you can either send a summary of what you learned, step by step of what you learned. Also, I want to show you that on the share screen, I have what you need. I have the procedure right here that will show you how to go about doing this. Okay, right there. And also, I also have the steps that I went through with you. You'll see that they're going to be right in here as well. Okay. Okay. So you'll find all the steps, and I'm sorry, those are the 7. The 1 through 7 are there as well. Okay, so you can follow along, or you can just put on the YouTube video and then record yourself and follow along as I was doing the steps. If you don't have a protein pack, you don't have to put anything on. Maybe your parents, your mom, she might have some kind of deep conditioning pack if you want to do that. After you're done with that, you shampoo the hair out. Most of the time, you don't need conditioner because you've used a really nice conditioner. So most of the time, you don't need conditioner. But if you choose to get a conditioner just to untangle the hair, you can do that. So I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you send the lesson Google Classroom, either by a summary or by recording yourself and showing us what you did. Okay? Until next week for Tuesday, Mr. Soto is going to start web pages, and he's going to have a lesson on that. So until next week, I hope you all have a great week, a safe and healthy week, and we'll see you next week. Okay? Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.